know, the whole thing about learning targets is the teacher's intentional about it, the kids are clear about it, that motivates the kids, and it helps them understand what they're going to learn and hang on to their learning more easily.
The kids want to know where this is all going to go. Is it just something that we're going to talk about and it dies, or how does it apply to their lives? How will this impact me?
Once students go home at night, they write a reflection about what they learned. So they talk about what they learned and how it will be helpful to them in the future in that content area and beyond.
Today, our learning target for math will be how to solve.
And we're going to first learn about our learning target and what skills we're focusing on during this story.
When a teacher consistently makes use of a clear learning target, the results can be powerful.
Talk at your table. What do you think? Why do you guys think? Any reason?
Students become more authentically engaged during instruction time and begin to take greater ownership of their learning.
The learning target for authentic student engagement is very important. It lets the students know where we're going and gives them kind of a goal in mind and lets them monitor and get there.
When we write our family journal, because we've learned that a person's body resembles our friendly letter. So sit down though and show me. The top of our head is what? The heading of a letter.
When students know why they are learning something and how they're going to apply it to their everyday lives, they instantly see the relevance, become self-reflective, and are more likely to express their learning needs.
And if it's meaningful for them, it becomes powerful. They want to learn it, they take hold of it, it becomes theirs. And so if I can take the ELers or the GLEs and I can take that concept and put it into something that they need to learn, they're so engaged into it. They are excited about learning about that, and it sticks with them.
Clear learning targets develop a learning culture that improves the quality of student work and behavior.
At the beginning of each lesson, we talk to the kids about what the specific learning target will be for that lesson. And then we ask the kids why they think we're teaching them this.
Why would I be teaching you how to solve doubles plus 2 problems? When in your life would you need to be able to do this?
The kids want to know where this is all going to go. Is it just something that we're going to talk about and it dies, or how does it apply to their lives? How will this impact me? So the importance of the target is to, where am I going? What am I learning? How will I get there? How will that be incorporated in my day-to-day living, and that the idea of lifelong learning.
So the first one we're going to focus on today is reading with
expression.
Beautiful.
Today we were in a classroom, and the focus of the lesson or the learning target was to read with expression. So the teacher started with the ELer and the GLE and then wrote it in kid-friendly terms, and she was real intentional with the kids about saying, this is what we're going to work on. After they worked on it for a while, she stopped and asked the students, are we reading with more expression today? And how do you know? And one of the students said something like, well, you told us that was what we were going to do today, and we did it, and now, just like it says in our book, we're catching on. And you know, that was exactly it, because the kids know what they're going to do, then they do it, and then they're able to reflect on, well, this is what we did and this is why we did it.
Learning targets help teachers grow as well. By providing a clear target, teachers feel more focused on the outcome of a lesson and are able to be more critical of the type of activities their students engage in. Targets help teachers reinforce relevant vocabulary and assist in the reflection of a lesson and the learning that has occurred.
Great, so it looks like every point we made was something and a good reason why we're learning it. So let's read a couple more pages and then we'll reflect on how I can test to know if you really understand summarizing.
We're all using this learning target, and we're going visual as far as writing out for the kids in kid terms, this is what we're going to learn today. And then the teachers are also discussing it with the students so that they don't just depend on them to read it. There's actually some processing going on with the kids. And what I'm hearing from teacher after teacher is that it's not only helping the kids, because the kids now are getting the benefit of a teacher who's being really intentional about setting out what she's going to teach. And so the kids then are able to talk about it and have the words for it themselves. And what we know about motivating kids is that when they're able to put a label on something, when they can talk about what they're learning, then they're going to hang on to it, they're going to internalize it, they're going to be motivated about what they're learning.
Today, what you're doing, and what you really need to try and get an understanding of today, is how do chemical reactions deal with stress?
I think the biggest difference is just in giving the kids a focus for the day. Every day I have a plan that I want to teach to them, you know, and I lay out my details and I have my notes or get organized for class, but that doesn't mean that they know what's coming next. And I think it really just helps to focus my instruction more on the day and gives them a clear focus of what it is we're trying to get out of the class.
I want you to help me decide in a second whether the Skittle company is putting more yellows in their bags than any other flavor.
The delivery of a learning target may look and sound different based on the nature of a lesson. Some teachers visually post what the target of a lesson is and then pose a series of questions to hook their students to engage in an activity. Others have the target in mind and make use of varying levels of questions which call for students to explore, discuss, and come to their own conclusions.
You will be able to predict what happens when electricity flows through a magnet. So what do you think we're going to be doing? At the beginning of class, I give them an essential question or what they're going to be learning about, and at the end of class, they get to tell me what the learning target was. And so they're discovering the learning target during the period instead of me giving it to them up front. It works really great in science because it keeps them interested the whole period.
Is it possible I can use this paper with 10 boxes and still show what I found?
Yeah, because you can make...
Well, I have a learning target, many learning targets. It's something that I want them to discover. So today, I'm going to start with the engagement piece. I'm going to start with the real world piece. And you won't hear me use the word graphing during this. That's something that I'm going to want them to discover on their own.
Authentic dialogue occurs when the teacher provides real-life examples of how the concept is useful in their life and then calls for students to share their own real-life examples. By the end of the lesson, students should be able to clearly demonstrate they have met the target.
Are we clear about what we're doing today? Last thing, your reflections, remembering your learning targets, what you learned today, how you are going to apply it in your learning, and how it's going to help you later on down the road.
I would like to end today with you leaving here thinking about, and I found one of the most holistic ways, I suppose, that I can help learn what they're thinking is by having engaging seminars, whether it be Socratic or philosophical chairs, or having open-ended kind of questions where I have to really hear what they're thinking and understand it, and then I know if there are any misconceptions.
With a clear learning target in place, teachers are able to correctly identify what students know and don't know and what their level of achievement is. This tool helps students self-assess their learning and also helps teachers select instructional activities that move students forward to achieve their goals. Teachers are able to give their students detailed and descriptive feedback to help them grow as learners.